Microphone check 1 2. This is yours surely Maximus, and we are live and live on a Tuesday. And this Tuesday, we're going to be doing something really special. We'll be having our first live game discussion, and we'll be talking about topics that have happened this week or recently. And to carry us through this discussion, we have the one, the only Darth Fred, and for the first time on the Brothers of Steel, we have Forsaken. Guys, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me clearly. Can you?
Yeah, I'm here as well, so I hope you guys can hear me.
Okay, so tonight we'll be talking about Black Ops 4, Battlefield 5, and PUBG versus Fortnite. So, first off the bat, Darth Fred, what is the issue happening with Black Ops 4?
So we know that Black Ops was coming out later this year, and I think to discuss the whole element of Black Ops 4, we need to talk about the whole Call of Duty franchise on a whole, and the franchise itself is going downwards. I'm not saying that it has totally crashed as yet, but we are seeing where it's no longer Call of Duty anymore, and this is in response to I think the new game mode that they want to implement in Black Ops 4, codenamed Blackout, which is a battle royale kind of game mode, if you want to call it. And I don't like it, and I don't think that it's going to really bring in the players that they want to bring in. I'm not sure if Jonathan agrees with me on that.
Well, I agree with you in the sense that Black Ops has indeed lost its identity. I mean, Black Ops is supposed to be the story of Call of Duty set for the the undercover agents and thing in the modern era, and they really strayed from that whole concept. And well, now basically they give up on it because they don't plan to have even a campaign mode, and they're focusing on zombies. And then they're now taking this idea of the battle royale mode from PUBG and Fortnite and trying to, build on the hype from it and the already substantial fan base to create a blockbuster. But we know for a fact that just because an idea works once or twice doesn't mean it's going to work for a third time. There's no third time, it's a charm here. And I think they're going to be disappointed. I mean, they will do stuff way better than both Fortnite and PUBG that, we would expect from somebody who produces AAA titles. But at the end of the day, come on. It's time for Call of Duty to go back to its roots. Players
But you see, no, you went with back to the roots, and a lot of Call of Duty fans will actually tell you that, okay, yes, we're going back to the roots, boots on the ground kind of gameplay. The trailer, it showed that. But what I want the Call of Duty community to know first and foremost is that you all are paying money for a game that you want to enjoy, and what I'm seeing is that these games, and especially Call of Duty, Activision, they're not taking their time to make these games, right? And a lot of people will say that each developing company working with Call of Duty titles have a 3-year cycle and where they work on their next title. But I can prove them wrong with that, because you had 3 years to work on Black Ops 4. That's what you're stating. That's what a lot of people will say. You have 3 years to work on Black Ops 4, but you're telling me that within those 3 years, you have not been able to make a campaign, or because of not many people play the campaign, you won't include one. So then why? But not everybody plays Fortnite or PUBG, but you want to include that game mode into your game. And I won't even say that taking the whole battle royale genre, because it's not even to say that it's a element of a game. It's its own genre. You're taking another genre to include it into your genre. You are an FPS game. Battle royale modes are a battle royale mode. You understand what I'm saying?
You were speaking there for a minute and 20 seconds, so I think Forsaken should get a chance now to sort of put his input. Forsaken, I hope you take.
I took major offense on what you said there, that because Battle Royale. Let's get back to the roots of this whole Battle Royale nonsense. Because at the end of the day, I've said this before, and I may not have said, well, this is the first time we haven't this, so I haven't said it here. But Battle Royale is basically a free-for-all with a shrinking map. So it's been there. Call of Duty have had it. I mean, it's free-for-all. It's one person against 99 in this case situation, instead of maybe 1 against 19 or 1 against 31. But
no, but
basically,
Call of Duty's free for all game mode is not. I won't even say it is like a battle royale. I mean,
but you see, guys, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's not that it wasn't there. It's that PUBG capitalized on the idea. Hey, you can't hide in this spot. You can't hide in this location. No more tactical positioning. The map's shrinking. You have to move. And as you're moving, you have to take out opponents. And I think that's what made PUBG and Fortnite popular for what it is right now. Because, I mean, you have this large map, and everyone's all over this map scavenging. And usually at this point in time in a game, you'd have people just hiding and waiting for the counter to go down. So in order to remove this element of, hey, let's wait it out, you're like, oh no, the map's shrinking, and if you don't get in there and come into closer to come from this large open world map into full-on close quarters combat.
True, it's not true a choice. You're not given a choice. This is the size of the map, and you have to play within these confinements. And if you want to say that you want to implement a battle royale game mode, now note, up to now, since the whole release of the trailer, we saw the trailer, the developers and they have mentioned it, but they have not gone into full details in terms of player how many players can be in one map, if you understand what I'm saying. And knowing Activision, these are the things that they will want to boast of from since the start. How many players are we going to be or how many players are going to be in this game mode? I'm not expecting 16 players. I'm not expecting 18 players. If you're not giving me 100 or 100 plus, expanding on, you know, the player limit for PUBG and Fortnite, then what is the sense of me playing your game mode? And to me, the problem with Call of Duty is innovation. And again, I'm not saying that taking another game mode or another form of game and putting it with your title is called innovation. Because all of a sudden now you want to implement vehicles where you can use land, sea, and air vehicles. But doesn't that sound like Battlefield also? So why wait until a Battle Royale game mode to implement this when you could have, I don't know, implemented that with your game before? You understand what I'm saying? Because it's possible.
Are you asking a question there, Darth Fred?
Yeah, especially.
Yeah, I'm asking a question. Okay, the question that I'm asking is then, why is it that you want to now implement new mechanics to your game, right? Because of our Battle Royale mode. When if Battle Royale genre didn't pick up steam and it didn't pick up the popularity that it has now, would you have still implemented vehicles into your game, being land, air, and sea?
Okay, guys, we have two minutes to wrap up this discussion on our first topic on regards to Black Ops 4. So, final thoughts, please.
Okay, here's my final thoughts. I'll go first. No. You just had the last say. Take a chill.
Go ahead.
My turn. All right. My final thoughts on it is, just as I said earlier, they have a substantial fan base. They did not need to add vehicles. They did not need to pander to.
Can I break it up?
Oh, sorry. They did not need to pander to, you know, the opinions of people who don't belong to the Call of Duty fan base. It's substantial. So I would have to say, although Battlefield had literally conquered the land, air, and sea combat, there was no point in competing in Battlefield where they stand to gain more from just focusing on their close quarters combat, which is, as I said before, the strongest point of Call of Duty. And I think
but it becomes stale.
that. Yeah, I'm gonna finish just now. Just about finish this last point and you'll get it. And we see it now. They realize their fan base is leaving because come on, nobody wants any more futuristic jump jets nonsense. Nor do we want all this other, bull crap that they had in the game mode. So they literally, making a last ditch saving grace to jump on the hype train because they say to themselves, "Oh, Battle Royale is the hype right now. Let's do Battle Royale."
Well,
Fred.
My own for the Black Ops, right? That's my last point here to conclude. I think that we as a gaming community, we need to be careful with this game. We need more from it. We need to know more. We need to see gameplay footage. We need to see, we need to hear more from the developers in terms of how they plan to actually manage this game mode in terms of updates and whatnot before we say, all right, I'm going to buy Call of Duty because it has a Battle Royale mode in it. I'm not against the whole Call of Duty franchise. The reason why I don't play it is because to me it's become stale and stagnant in terms of it's the same game modes, same gameplay, same game style. Nothing has changed, just a team. And that's why I no longer support Call of Duty, more so Activision. But we will always talk about Black Ops 4 future and further discussion, so we'll just leave it like that for now.
Okay, well timed, guys. I think that's it for that topic in regards to Black Ops 4. And guys, don't forget you can hit that thumbs up, share up the love on the Brothers of Steel as we continue our first Tuesday live discussion. As we move on to the next segment of our discussion tonight, we'll be looking at Battlefield 5, the big one. The trailer was launched, and we also have a video on our channel that you could check out. That's of the one, the only Darth Fred and Firefox made themselves. You can always check it out right here on the Brothers of Steel. So I will start off the timer for this discussion. Battlefield 5. Who wants to take it first?
I will give it to Forsaken.
Yeah, you know why. We all know why you're giving this to me. You want me to be the bad guy, and you know what? I'm gonna accept it, and I'm gonna be the bad guy because here's what we know, and here's what everyone's talking about with the new trailer for Battlefield 5. By the way, they actually picked this numerical symbol, the V, for victory and not really, for 5. But let's ignore that. The reason why the trailer getting so much downvotes and hate is because of political agenda, which is gender equality. We know that the downvote is because the trailer focused more on the female soldier rather than the new content in the gameplay. And I don't want to sound biased. I'm not biased. I think it's a great idea adding female and the option for players to pick gender, whatever the soldiers they want. But I mean, come on, we're talking about a World War II game here, not modern day, where female soldiers are more, active. So I really think they went a bad direction there, where they were trying to start off new. And maybe you agree with me, Dart. I don't know. Let's see.
No, you see, it is really tricky. I watched the reveal, the hour-long reveal with Trevor Noah. As Maximus said, we did a video which was also edited by our one and only Firefox. So big up Firefox for great editing skills and work. But the trailer was disappointing for me. Yes, I'm not going to lie. Not that I dislike the trailer. I mean, right now, while we're discussing, the trailer is at 8.7 million views with 286,000 likes, but we're seeing 343,000 dislikes, and that speaks a lot. You see, and is also for a topic in the future also is the use of media to sell games. But before I really touch on that, is that right now standing, the game before this one, Battlefield 1's trailer, still has 43,000 dislikes. That's the amount of dislikes that it accumulated over 2 years, right? But this trailer is about a week old, and we're already at 343,000 dislikes. It's more dislikes than likes. And yes, it's because of the woman, but the reason why is because DICE did not properly explain why a woman was in the trailer. See, a lot of people are defending it in terms that the woman and they did serve. Yes, women did serve, but not on the front lines. British women especially. The trailer showed or depicted a female soldier who with a British accent. No British soldiers or females were involved on the front line, right? If it was a French, I would have been like, okay, cool, I can live with it. If it's Russian, okay, cool, I can live with it. But the reason why is because they want us, as you said, show that female characters are playable. But they did not identify with that. They did not explain that. And a lot of people they are disliking the game, and a lot of people are not going to buy the game because of that. But we're not even looking at the bigger picture. The game modes, what they're bringing for the game. There's so much that they're bringing for the game.
2.2 million likes in Battlefield 1 trailer. I will disagree with you on that new point regarding that people not focusing on it. I said the trailer itself is the issue. It is not the fact that there are female characters in it, whether or not they were active or not. It's not the problem with the trailer. The trailer's issue is the focus exclusively on the female. I mean, come on. When you watch Battlefield 1's trailer, it was not a focus on the soldiers. And I mean, they had one of the best campaigns for war games out with the, you know, that we played those over and over, but they didn't even talk about it, war stories, or touch on it in the trailer. The trailer was more of a focus directly on the multiplayer content and, you know, the vehicles, bringing back the large open combat, the behemoth. And those things in the trailer were like, holy crap, World War One. It's World War One. That's all we saw in Battlefield 1's trailer. Hey guys, we're back. You wanted it. We're going all the way back there. We're hitting World War One. Instead, what I saw in Battlefield 5 trailer was it looked like Modern Combat. It looked like, you know, Battlefield 4. I mean, it didn't really seem to me like, you know, it's World War II. It's like
I will agree with you on that. I will agree with you there because it looked a bit I want people say colorful. I won't say colorful. It looked a bit bright. I mean, Battlefield 1 trailer, I would say still bright, you know. It was bright.
Vibrant. It's vibrant.
If you want to use vibrant, I still stand on bright. But my whole point is, right, Battlefield 1 trailer was it showed you a lot, not within, let's say, the same frame. This here looked like to be very honest, you know, it was one. There was no transition. It's just one complete gameplay footage. Like this here, this happened, boom, he jumped out, boom, that happened, boom, V2 rocket, boom, trailer done. But it is not so much. The reason why the trailer is getting so much hate is because of the woman. But again, people on there are refusing to buy the game because of the woman. And as gamers, like, we're allowing a trailer to be like, because there's a woman in the trailer, we're not going to buy the game. Like, we were looking forward to the whole hype. We knew it was World War II. Yes, Call of Duty did World War II, but I wouldn't even say they did World War II. I would say that they based their game on World War II. Battlefield now is actually going to show us World War II. Like, again, we have this new game mode, Grand Operations, which is going to be a 4-day in-game cycle for one game mode. Like, that there is legit going to be D-Day landing. It's not going to be like okay, you know, in 5 minutes you don't clear the beach. No, we're actually going to be fighting. I'm going to be defending the beach, or I'm going to be storming that beach. That's what we're supposed to be looking at. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I want.
Again, we going back to the main issue, and this is what I keep hitting you with, that they did not promote that in the trailer. Instead, in the trailer, and the developer, particularly Alexander Grondal, I think I pronounced his name wrong, stated in a tweet. This was also a response to a tweet by David Milner, who tweeted, "Battlefield has abandoned historical accuracy for political correctness. And that is what we're talking about here, the woman soldier. To which Grondal responded with, they will always pick, and this is the direct tweet here, fun over authentic.
No, you see, okay. If we wanna just mainly focus on this trailer and say that because of political involvement, they made this trailer. Still, even though we will see it like that, and we will, let's say, we can't disagree with it. We can't just hold the game by its balls and be like, because of this trailer, this is how the game is going to be. It's far from. We need to move beyond that. We need to like just see it for what it is. Sure that there was a woman in the trailer, the world didn't like it, but we can't just be like, oh, because there's a woman in the trailer, I'm not going to buy the game. The game will still be authentic. You have the choice whether or not you want to play as a female soldier, yes or no. So it's not even to say that they are going against historical accuracy. At the end of the day, it's just an option in the game. Obviously, for the campaign, you're not going to have that. But for the multiplayer, I mean, come on. What is one female soldier?
Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to stop you guys there and give you your minute to wrap up this discussion. So, who wants to go first to wrap this up?
All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna go first because I started first, so I'm gonna end first.
But wait, I gave you first for when you talk about.
Hello, wait.
It's my turn. It's my turn. You can't be doing this. You have to stop. It's my turn. And there we go. All right. The positives on the whole is also I think you mentioned it before, is the fact that there's no more premium and there's no more loot boxes, which is also a plus about the game. I think people missed, which I think has nothing really to do with Battlefield, because in my book, I think Battlefield actually hit the nail on the head with how they produced their premium and how they dealt with their loot boxes. But I think the backlash we know from Star Wars causing this, because again, it's an EA game. And my point, I go back again, and I'm going to stick to my point through the whole thing. I kept saying it. They did not focus on the new elements. They focused on the female soldier, and that political correctness has caused a lot of downsides for Battlefield. You cannot get that back.
Okay, I'm gonna have to stop you there, Jay. Okay. I'm gonna have to stop you there. That final thoughts?
My final thoughts is, as Jonathan said, okay, sure, political, they wanted to like appease the political environment, you know, feminist movements and whatnot, but we all as gamers ourselves are showing like a dark side to us for just hating on a game because of that. You know, it's just the multiplayer. It's just a trailer from gameplay from the multiplayer. It's not necessarily full game, and we need to look past the trailer and actually just focus on the game. But the media is not focusing on that. The media is just drilling in or biting into, hey, there was a female soldier in the trailer. Oh my gosh, DICE is no longer being authentic to history. You know, it's Call of Duty all over again. And that's not true. I think that we just need to focus on the game, and that's my final thoughts on it.
Okay, guys. That was really phenomenal, guys. You guys are doing a really great job. First of all, at this point in time, I'd like to big up all the people who are on the stream right now. We have OB Cakes, we have, of course, Firefox, we have Joshua Peters, and all of them are tuning in right now to this discussion. And Firefox has said exactly what he said there, Frederick. He said, let's talk about the game and forget the trailer. that was his comment. And Peter said, enough talk, let's play the game. But anyway, guys, don't forget you can hit that thumbs up, and if you're now joining the stream, this is usually Maximus, Darth Fred, and Jay the Forsaken, and we are discussing many topics that are going on right now in the gaming world, and we are moving on to part 3 of our discussion, and we'll be talking about PUBG versus Forsaken. So, and I say Forsaken, yes, Fortnite. You know, and we all know about the legal issues going on with them, but I think new details regarding the legal connotations of this dispute between these big games, and who wants to start the discussion on that?
I will take this one, you know, because I'm the best. But
Oh
Nah,
Lord.
take that back.
Oh Lord. Let's
But
keep.
on the saddest. Okay. Now, PUBG is suing Fortnite, and actually this is so funny due to what they want to say, copyright issues, and it's so funny because PUBG wasn't even the first battle royale game mode that existed. I mean, that there is like they took something that was already in existence, they made it popular once more in modern times, but you can't take ownership for it. You understand what I'm saying? And the reason why this is happening is because PUBG is no longer trending in popularity as it once was, and of course, Fortnite is bringing in a lot of money. But I will defend Fortnite in this. No, I don't like Fortnite, right? In terms of I'm not it's not my first pick for a game to play. But the reason why Fortnite is so successful is because of two reasons. One, media, which again, as I say, I want to really discuss and talk about later down. But one is the media, and two, their marketing. PUBG shot themselves in the foot because one, when PUBG started to become popular, in terms of you had certain YouTubers and they who started to stream PUBG. My one YouTuber I know for a fact was Stone Mountain 64, who streamed or used to stream a lot of Battlefield content. He transitioned to Battlegrounds or PUBG, and a lot of people and they transitioned and started to pick up PUBG. And then so too a lot of YouTubers, and PUBG became became popular. But the reason why PUBG is not as popular anymore is because why? You went and had a time exclusive with Microsoft. So in other words, only Xbox One players and PC players could have played PUBG at the time when it was basically trending. And that left a lot of PlayStation 4 players in the dark wondering, okay, so when are we going to get our hands on this game? When are we going to get a chance to play this game? What Fortnite did is that they implemented a battle royale game mode into their game, because Fortnite did not even start off as a battle royale. And that being free, one, it was free, so now a lot of PlayStation 4 players and they can actually play a battle royale game mode. Xbox players who don't always or who aren't feeling the PUBG element could have played it along with PC, and they're saving $30 because it's free. So it's like, obviously no, Fortnite will become more popular, and because of that, you're going to be suing them. But you're suing them on what grounds? Copyright? Who are you to say that you own the battle royale genre? Who are you to say that you started off this battle royale game mode from scratch, from bottom to where it is now? To me, it's really and truly a losing ground, and it just shows that they're salty. At the end of the day, they're salty.
My turn, Fred.
Yeah, you go ahead.
You're a really, really long rant in there. And well, let's look at it. None of us are lawyers here, but we know copyright infringement.
I have some experience in the law firm and the law field.
You're not a lawyer. Moving on. It's copyright infringement. Copyright infringement.
What about it is copyright infringement? Please elaborate on that.
Well, they're saying, PUBG Co-op is saying that it's concerned that Fortnite are replicating the experience which PUBG is known for. And Fred, you're gonna have to let me continue my point of thought before you interrupt me, because PUBG was stated as the first standalone battle royale survival shooter game. But one thing I'm going to say undermines their whole idea for this lawsuit, especially with Fortnite. And I'm going to get back to a point I have been saying about PUBG later on after this, is the fact that Fortnite is just implementing additional components to the already solid game, which was the survival against the zombie horde, 4-player co-op building fortress defense. So it's not alone a battle royale, just standalone, just so. It's actually an addition of elements to create a separate game mode that focuses on a last man standing
On a point of information.
Hello. You're shouting on the discussion.
Yeah,
Hey, and as we have a little pause, big respect to the man himself, Deadpool, on the stream. Welcome to the stream. And yeah, Frederick, you can go ahead now. Yeah.
can't do that. That's unfair.
Fine. We'll finish now then. He
Are you
declines
finished?
my point of information.
I'm
He
finished.
declines my point. Oh, okay.
I didn't
cool.
disagree with your point. I agreed with your point, and that's what I just simplified your point.
All
And
protocols observed. All protocols observed.
I am not disagreeing with you, Frederick. I'm not disagreeing with you. I agree
Mr.
with
Speaker.
you, and I even went so far. I went so far as to continue the point that you have set, and I've explained it in more detail, and I have talked about why I feel this case won't work, and which is what I feel. PUBG didn't sue them in America, they sued them in Korea alone. And that's why they did that. And I'm going to add one more thing before you talk, that I believe I said about PUBG when my friends asked me to buy it, to play it on PC or Xbox. I told them this, and I'm going to quote myself again. I said, I will not buy PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds because to me, it is an unfinished game with one map, one set of features, a lot of bugs, and it doesn't really have a premise. It is not worth, in my book, $30. Probably 15 or 20. It's just as bad as Metal Gear Survive.
Okay, let me just chuck some fire here. Just based on you two guys talking here. So what you're saying is that maybe the free game has more features than the game it came from. Is that what you're suggesting?
It does, because
Oh my god.
PlayerUnknown's Battleground, it's just first person. As I said, first person, when we talked about it in the Call of Duty issue, it's a first person, free-for-all survival with a shrinking map. But Fortnite added its own core features from the basic core gameplay, which was the tower defense mode. You could farm materials, build a fort, and stay in the center of the map and fight against opponents. You now have tactical positioning in the game. It's no longer, oh, let's run around random, hide, and as the map shrink, fight. No, I could build a tower, hide at the top, and snipe.
Okay.
Different.
Okay, wait. We have some comments on our chat here, guys. Nathan Westfield is basically he's saying that PUBG has two maps. J Forsaken.
That's only now.
Yeah,
Compared to Fortnite, which only has one, so PUBG wins.
It's not. It doesn't matter.
Could we pause, guys, gentlemen, could we pause? Frederick, you have the floor right now, so you have. I will give you 45 seconds to say what you have to say before we go into the fight.
45 seconds.
Okay, fine. I'll give you a minute.
Yeah, what for? Can I get like a minute and a half, please, Mr. Speaker?
Oh. Okay, go ahead.
No.
Thank you. Now, all protocols observed. Now, my opponent here, Jay, is stating that PUBG wants to sue Fortnite due to player experience. However, I may just add, if this is the case, right? Hold on, Mr. J. You had your chance. You did not raise a point of information. Therefore, you're speaking out of turn. Mr. Speaker, please observe that. You are stating, right, that they're suing off of experience. But why is it that when Call of Duty now started off as being a first-person shooter game, they didn't sue, let's say, also Battlefield for taking away some form of experience from being a first-person shooter game, or even any other first-person shooter games that are in existence, suing each other for saying you're taking away from experience? It's because at the end of the day, you're developing a game, you're building upon what it is. PUBG's whole premise for this is that it's copyright, that Fortnite took the Battle Royale mode and element from it and made it more popular than their game, but it's of no fault of Fortnite, it's a fault of PUBG themselves, and it's because of that the suit cannot stand. It will not be successful in court, and if any judge rules that PUBG is right, then that judge does not understand what is gaming. Okay?
Let's face facts for a moment. The point is, there is no point here.
Wait. That's not.
We have to let him finish. You have to let him finish.
Right? No, even though Fortnite is successful with the Battle Royale, it still killed it. Remember, Fortnite wasn't a Battle Royale mode game. That wasn't the premise for what it was. No one plays the standalone game. No one plays that. Everyone plays just the Battle Royale game mode. So, in other words, Fortnite is killing its own self. Once the Battle Royale genre starts to die out and they started just add a lot of unnecessarily items for the Battle Royale game mode, and people and they get fed up with it, then what is going to happen to Battle Royale? How in terms of Fortnite, I should say, how are they going to build off of it?
Again, Fortnite was making money from before, right? Remember this?
It wasn't making as much money, but continue.
It wasn't making as much money. It was making money because, as I said, it was a 4-player co-op tower defense game fighting against zombies. I've had it since the beta and alpha, so I played it from before then. I enjoyed it with my friend, and they added a free standalone game mode because you could download it separately without buying the game.
Right.
And they just made it more successful, and PUBG only became successful and popular because streamers took their large fan base and said, hey guys, come join me in it. It's not PUBG had good marketing. They didn't market the idea properly.
Well, they had good marketing. They use streamers.
How much money they pay the streamers? Come on.
Oh, but right.
Okay, Frederick, your time's up. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Darth Fred. I stepped out to go pee.
What?
It wasn't. Don't worry. It wasn't Fred point. It was my turn now, and we were talking.
Okay, sorry.
And as Fred, and as my fellow gamer commented before about the 2 maps, I don't care if it had 2 maps. It only added the second map recently, and that's the desert map, I believe.
Wait. Before you go, Jay, we have a couple comments. He also said that we should also talk about the fact that PUBG Mobile is free while the PC version is paid.
That's them shooting themselves in the foot, and the mobile version is very popular. Also, I heard it may not be as popular as Fortnite, but we all know why Fortnite broke that barrier. It was thanks to that streamer. I can't remember his name from the top of my hand, but we all know a certain famous rapper was alongside him during the stream and allowed him to break records. And that built Fortnite popularity, fan base.
Okay, guys, we need to summarize at this point right now, but let's just take in another comment. They said that Rondell playing EA with the whole nobody plays campaign, just multiplayer.
To defend myself, I'm not stating that. It is a known fact that not many people would have been playing Fortnite before the Battle Royale game mode, or well, actually yes, Battle Royale game mode was implemented. As Jonathan stated, he had the game, right? And I knew of the game in existence, but I did not buy it. But all of a sudden that they implement a Battle Royale game mode, more people play the Battle Royale than the single player game, which is, again, as I stated, is shooting its stuff because you're making money on one half of your game but not the other half of your game, and the other half of your game basically is dying because of this one half. If you are living and being off on one half, how are you going to work?
Hold on for a second, Frederick. I want to point out something to you there, right, as you talk about. Remember, they downloaded this for free, but they're making a profit off of cosmetics. So it doesn't matter if at the end of the day they're killing the original idea. The fact of the matter is they're making money, and well, we've all seen in current gaming, it's all about making money, which was why what happened with Star Wars killed Star Wars, but EA didn't show as much concern as PUBG is showing, because they're losing out. Because remember, their game costs money to play on consoles and PC, while Fortnite's free. They can't stand that. How can a free game be more popular than ours?
I have a comment here from Jonathan Taylor. I agree with Darth Fred. The game mode Battle Royale is a common game mode that most multiplayer games have. Fortnite has the more enjoyable gameplay.
I could agree with that. Izzy one was pointing out that. Okay.
No, but that's my point. point. You can't, because remember the whole premise and basis of this before we conclude is that at the end of the day, PUBG is trying to sue because of copyright. But you cannot sue off of copyright because it wasn't necessarily yours to begin with.
Alright, guys, that's it.
That's
it. I'm sorry. We're out of time. We're out of time for that topic. I'm sorry, guys. You guys went over your summary time to banter about some topics there.
It's
So
fun. It's fun.
so we have to go to the next issue on our discussion, and I'll go and brutalize Frederick there, boy. Frederick just totally stop talking there, boy. But we have to go to the next issue we have on the stream, which is the influence of media on games.
right.
Okay,
So,
I'll
so
take this,
I was start this talk.
Frederick.
No.
I will take
You
it.
had yours.
Okay,
Frederick,
fine. You started.
Right. Thank you. Right, because I'm the best.
Oh Lord.
Right. So,
Yeah.
so the whole point is, right, all of these topics that we discussed with Call of Duty, Battlefield, and even the whole PUBG versus Fortnite controversy is because of the media. And it's like we as gamers, we are not like aware of our influence and the power that we have. You understand what I'm saying? It's like if we watch something and we don't like it, we tend to go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and basically say that we don't like it. And a lot of people and they will now pick up that and be like, yeah, we don't like it either. And who do we get, or many gamers get their information from? A lot of streamers and YouTubers. And if a lot of streamers and YouTubers are not actually talking about the true points, but they're just talking about a main point that is trending, then we cannot actually fully know what is going on. And that's why, like, we at the Brothers Steel, we tend to try to be open with like our videos and what we talk about. You know, we try not to be biased. We try to always, you know, give you all every single thing that there is to talk about. The media is very heavily influential on games, and it can make and break a game. If you know your game doesn't have hype, it won't sell. If your game is overhyped and doesn't live up to that hype, you won't hear the end of it. And that's basically it. The whole, let's say for example, Star Wars. Star Wars, everybody was talking about the whole loot box controversy. Okay, cool, we understand that. Yes, it was a problem, but they weren't talking about what was it also like the true whole problem with the game. The game sucks. I wasted $80, right? Because I pre-ordered.
I wasted money too. I wasted money.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't, because I told you all it would suck and you all refused to listen to.
No, but why was it like that? Because of the media. Because okay, one, it was a Star Wars game, so it already carries the Star Wars name, which is a big franchise. So that sold me, like Star Wars. Two, the media was like, oh, it's not gonna have any premium. So I'm like, cool, wood, a lot of content. But then when you look at it and when you play the game is not what it says it is. The game is supposed to be like a squad-based, team-based element. But you can't even talk to your squad mates, and when you die, you're getting spawned or you're getting placed into another squad. That's not even that wasn't even making sense. You understand what I'm saying? So the whole point is that the media wasn't even talking about those points. It was just basically talking about the whole loot box, and everybody was just like, yeah, that's loot boxes. Loot box is a big problem. So Black Ops 4. Because of media again, the community is just like they watch a trailer and they get orgasm like, oh my god, oh my gosh, Black Ops, Call of Duty, I'm gonna buy it. Like, yo, you're paying $60, $80 for the same game, right? Battlefield, oh my gosh, the media, oh my gosh, there's a female soldier, and everybody's like, yeah, dislike it. I'm not buying this game, dislike it. Because why? The media is saying that there's a female soldier. If you understand my whole point.
Yeah, my turn now. Your whole point, I agree with you, because I remember DICE came out with another interesting game in the Battlefield series. It came out like right after 4. I don't know if you remember it, Dart, if you could tell me what game it is.
What, Battlefield Hardline?
Yep, Battlefield Hardline. And what killed Hardline?
That it was a cops and robbers genre, and nobody wanted that.
No, that didn't kill Hardline. it wasn't media that killed it, because I played it, you played it, we both played it. It was good for a cop and
It was
robber.
decent.
It was decent. Was decent enough that it shouldn't have died, but it still
But why
died
did it
because
die?
of
Because
the
yo, in
media.
Battlefield 4,
That not only that, remember Battlefield 4 launched with a lot of bugs and a lot of media bashing the game because of those bugs. But at the end of the day, Battlefield 4 lasted way
Yeah.
longer than most shooters.
Darth Fred, let him speak, please.
Well, he
Sorry,
he's
Mr.
not
Speaker.
really interrupted me as much as before, but thanks for it, Dave Cannon. I agree, media has certain influence on games, and I think the influence causes developers to restrict their minds and how they develop games. And it's truly only the developers that don't take on the media and design games they want that actually succeed, because games like, for example, The Witcher 3, if it took on media with all the nonsense about violence and how video games impact children, I don't think you'd see as much of the violent content and the mature content the game had that made it successful, because it was freedom. The same way that how Black Ops took the backlash from the most infamous, well, I would have to say, I think it's the most infamous incident in gaming, no Russian. What's your thought on that no Russian moment? I mean, come on, that you have to admit, walking into the airport and then pulling out your gun in the middle of a crowd of innocent people and spraying them down. That was when media impact first started to heavily impact on games in my book. And I think the media influence needs to stop, because it's constricting developers to focus on safe ideas rather than be innovative and expand on whatever content they want.
Darth Fred.
I agree to an extent. What I'm saying is that we as gamers, we need to have the power over the influence. We actually need to see it for ourselves, use what we're given rather than heavily basing it off of the media only. If you understand what I'm saying. Not because
We can't help that.
everybody-
We can't help that, because remember, we as
No, but
gamers,
that's what I'm saying.
review
That
games
is
based on
what we need to do. Because we can't always be like, okay, because no one is talking about this game, it means it's gonna flop. Or if someone is always talking about this game, I need to get it. Because at the end of the day, sometimes you spend money, right? And you waste money. And sometimes you don't spend money and then you'll be like, whoa, maybe I should have actually played this game. It seems, or it is actually decent. The media is heavily influential, and we need to actually see it for what it is and use it in a positive light rather than a negative light for certain things. We need to think about certain things or think about our actions before we do it, if you understand what I'm saying.
Okay.
Not because the trailer is awesome, we buy the game, and not because the trailer sucks, we don't buy the game.
Was that a summary statement? Darth Fred, just checking.
Yeah,
that-
that's my
oh,
summary statement,
was
because
that your final
I'm going
thoughts?
to drop. Yeah, I'm gonna drop
Oh.
my mic now and walk off because I'm the best.
Okay.
you're not the best,
Okay. Okay.
because
Okay. And then don't even bother to answer that.
I
Forsaken. Don't even
Come on,
fall
come
for
on.
that. That is
you
Federal's
fair
tactic.
yo, I won again.
Mr. Forsaken, Jay the Forsaken, what are your final thoughts with regards to media, or have you summarized it enough already?
my final thoughts, because it's been summarized enough and everybody talks about it. At the end of the day, we are in an informative world where the media affects everything we do and everything we talk about. And as that pointed out, whenever we're interested in something, we usually jump to Facebook, Twitter, or all these other media sites to find information on it, because we want to know more about a topic. But I think the whole problem with media influence in games is that the media that typically influence games are not the gamers themselves who talk about the discussion, but the media that has no idea what games are.
Here.
The media that usually want to come out and say violent video games causes students to be violent in America, especially, God forbid, those incidents where the mass shooters in school. They usually tend to blame it on games. And anybody who played shooting and violence games from before can tell you, hey, I'm not violent. And come on, I don't walk around trying to shoot people. And I've played a lot of shooting games out there. So I think that's the whole problem with media influence in my book.
And I totally agree with both speakers today. Wonderful discussion tonight, guys. I was really impressed. I totally listened to Forsaken more, but I still listen to Fredo sometimes. But it was a great discussion, guys, tonight. And firstly, off the bat, let me just pause the music here a little bit. I'd like to say this statement. Welcome to the Brothers of Steel, Jay the Forsaken. This has been his first activity with the Brothers of Steel. Let's have a little clap here, Frederick. Come on. Let's have a little round of applause for a wonderful debate, Darth Fred. He gave you a run.
Salty.
He gave you a legit run. I find it was a great debate. So, guys, it was wonderful. And guys, don't forget, this has been the first time we've been having a discussion on the Brothers of Steel, and we look forward to doing more of this. And you can always stay tuned every Tuesday. So, I'd like to say thanks again to Darth Fred and Forsaken for doing all the research that is needed for such a discussion. It was well received, and I'd like to thank everyone for joining the stream. Look forward for our next topic next week on a Tuesday, and don't forget to look out for me and Forsaken for any RPG games coming up very soon. And of course, you can look out for a new video from the Brothers of Steel every week right here on the Brothers of Steel. So thank you for joining us.
Night, guys.